We're back. Broadcom, I mentioned our chart of the day because it has hit a new record high. Goldman Sachs today raising its price target to 240 from 190. You bought more ahead of the print.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it worked out. Yeah. We really like this name from a longer-term perspective, and the quarter wasn't a blowout quarter. I mean, Hawk was very exuberant, and so I think people got, and we're excited about the guidance. But we like their ASIC strategy longer term. We think it has real legs, and we do think that they're really well positioned to continue to gain share, sort of as AI broadens out and it's not all about training.
You, my friend.
Yes, sir. No good.
Are on the wrong side of the Broadcom trade because, well, you sold it on December 4th. Right?
Do I defend myself and say
okay,
I made
was it up a lot? I know, it was up a lot.
Okay, I got it.
But you got out too soon.
No, you're right. Look,
way too soon.
And by the way,
it's up 45% since you sold it. I just want to make sure our viewers have all the facts.
And you're right. I'm going to give you a great closing. I'm going to give you a great closing bell plug. I'm sitting with Anka Crawford the other day in the commercial break, and she's literally schooling me because I say to her, well, Hock Tan said that he expected this to be the quarter that it's the non-AI revenue that makes the return.
Which did turn.
And Scott, I was skeptical of that. I'm like, okay, that's I just don't see that. And I felt as though the AI story was already priced in. She looked at me and she said, no, it's not. It's going to be about the AI. She nailed it, 100% nailed it. And it is about the AI story. It goes beyond whatever I could have imagined. It exceeded those expectations. And again, I'm sorry, but it's a testament to the non-discretionary approach that we take with the ETF and the strategy, because they stayed into Avago, and I thought my way out of it.
You got to listen to the peeps we have on the closing bell.
Absolutely.
Anka Crawford,
she nailed it.
Alger. Stacey Rascon has been telling us on that program that this is the second best chip stock for AI outside of NVIDIA. He has made that case over and over and over again, and after the numbers came out this time, he was talking about their non-AI businesses having bottomed.
Which turned,
right, which are making the turn. And that this is just the beginning for what they're trying to do related to AI, that the ramp up, the upside is potentially huge.
I think that's right. I mean, I do think you're going to need, these companies, the hyperscalers want custom ASICs. They want their own chip, they want to make it, they want to design it, and they want to optimize it for what they want it to do. And Broadcom is the best positioned player for that. They're all going to Broadcom for that.
I have a few other chip names that are in the news today. ASML target cut to 939 from 851. That's at B of A. You own that stock.
I do. We like it. We haven't added to it in a while. We keep looking at it. We're underweight tech, so it's a name that I might get to. But I just don't think there's a real near-term catalyst to move it very soon.
The equipment names, Jim, are in the news today, too, because Deutsche has taken KLA, Applied, and Lam targets all lower. You own Applied. They take it to 170 from 200. You can see on your screen here the other calls that they made as well.
Earnings in this sector have been disappointing for a couple of quarters. That does not take away the long-term thesis here, which is simply that semiconductor plants are being built all over the world. The whole supply chain for semiconductors has been reconfigured and continues to be reconfigured for several years. So, Amy, you just made a very good point. There is no near-term catalyst. We'll see what the upcoming earnings are. Right. But if you look at a lot of these companies, the earnings revisions have been down on the back of earnings that have come in less than expected. Still, the long-term thesis and the valuation on a lot of these companies is very inviting. You just have to be patient.
KLA and AMAT are yours, right? So KLA, I said the price target, what that was. AMAT to 170 from 2, KLA to 725 from 750.
KLA has been in the strategy since November of 2020. We actually sold out of Lam Research a couple of quarters ago. Consumer electronics has to come back once again. And I think, the Trump administration at some point is going to have to address the consternation that exists as it relates to the semiconductor industry and the relations with the Chinese. I think at some point that ultimately is going to have to be addressed if these stocks are going to make the patient return that you're expecting to higher levels.
All right.